Hello, welcome to Isabella and Wonderland. Today we have a guest, Dailey. Hi.
Hi.
We are going to be doing something fun today. I tested this out with the 30-minute YouTube suggested videos timer. Today we are starting from a random Wikipedia article and going to see who in 30 minutes gets the farthest from our original Wikipedia article. So, Dailey, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, well, we have 30 minutes. We are starting from, and I found this out today. You can go and find a random Wikipedia article with the click of a button. It brings you to a random page. And this is where it brought us. Rocky Hollow in Dreamworld. Rocky Hollow is a sub-themed area at the Dreamworld amusement park on the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. We'll see where we can get from here. 30 minutes are on the clock, and we will be taking turns explaining to you where we are ending up. Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna tell you where I've ended up from the first Rocky Hollow Wikipedia page. I have ended up on the Rocky Hollow log ride. The Rocky Hollow log ride was a log flume which took groups of 4 riders on a gentle 4.5-minute cruise through the channels, in and out of buildings, before ascending the lift hill. The ride concluded with a 50-kilometer-per-hour drop, causing all riders to become soaked. I clicked on this because one of my favorite rides at the Mall of America is the log ride. And so I wanted to learn more about the Rocky Hollow log ride, and it is actually closed now. It opened on December 15th, 1981, and it closed recently on February 8th, 2020. And it was the last original opening day attraction of Dreamworld in its original form. Dailey, where have you ended up?
I'm learning about Gold Coast, Queensland.
Okay. What have you learned?
It's a coastal city in Queensland.
Nice.
And that's about it.
Wow. I see.
Thank you.
Have you learned anything else about it?
Well, there's a beach called Surfer's Paradise, so now I clicked into that because I thought that sounded interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. You learn about that. I will tell about my second.
Okay.
My second entry. So, I've landed on Warner Bros. Movie World, which is another theme park on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And it is apparently the competition for Dreamworld. Nothing like out of the ordinary, super interesting about it, except for the fact that there is an incidents section on here as well, but instead of it details one incident, but then now there's an article called List of Incidents at Warner Bros. Movie World, which is very concerning, and I don't think I should look into that more. But it looks like there's a Scooby-Doo spooky coaster that looks kind of fun. And it's based on the live-action Scooby-Doo movie, which is a cinematic masterpiece. I will continue on my journey. What have you learned, Dailey?
So, actually, Surfer's Paradise is a town, and then the coastline of this town. Okay, it's a town in the city of, what was the city? Gold Coast. So now I'm a little confused. But the coastline is a beach. So I've learned about that. And now I'm learning about some of the buildings in Surfer's Paradise. I'm now learning about a building in this town called the Pink Poodle, which was built in 1967 and has a sign, a neon sign of a pink poodle, which is often used as an image to depict the Gold Coast.
The neon sign is?
The neon sign is.
Of a pink poodle?
Of a pink poodle. And it says motel.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, I have ended up on the 2018 Commonwealth Games, which is also known as Gold Coast 2018. It's an international multi-sport event for members of the Commonwealth. Super fun. Didn't know that existed until now. The next page I am on is on the Isle of Man Wikipedia page. I think that they have a cool flag, and I have learned that the Isle of Man is an island nation and self-governing British Crown dependency in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland. I know next to nothing about it other than the flag, but it looks cool. At the 2021 census, the Isle of Man was home to 84,000 people, just over.
How do you go about pronouncing it? Isle of Man.
There's a reason why I just looked up the pronunciation. And I'm gonna do it again.
I'm learning about postage stamps.
Do tell.
I'm learning about postage stamps.
That's it?
Well, so the reason I got to this was because that, the pink poodle, the popular neon sign, the picture of it was used on postage stamps. So then I clicked into postage stamps, and now I'm reading about the history of postage stamps.
Wow. And what have you learned?
Well, they've been, like, the actual, like, the modern postage stamp, I think, that we know of has been used since, around 1840, in the 1840s.
Wow.
And since then, they've been used to confirm the payment of postage. Whereas before then, it was like the hand stamps and other things.
I see.
Ink, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, very cool.
Main Ann and Mackler.
No, I don't know if that sounds...
Mananan. Mananan Mackler.
Okay. So, I'm learning about Mananan, who is a warrior and king of the otherworld in Irish mythology who is associated with the sea and often interpreted as a sea god. Now, I got here from Isle of Man because either he was named after the Isle of Man or the Isle of Man was named after him. This seems a little debated according to Wikipedia.
Bhutan.
Bhutan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Their flag is sick.
I think I remember that from when... Yeah. The postage stamps of Bhutan have a... I don't know what year this is started in. It just says the first postage stamps of Bhutan were issued in 1962. But the reason I clicked on this is because I was reading about different materials used for postage stamps. And, this is 1973. In 1973, they started record stamps, which were stamps shaped like a record that would actually be able to play the Royal Bhutan Anthem. So it's a record on a postage stamp that can play their national anthem.
That's wild.
As well as folk songs and a short history of Bhutan.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Are we able to say at the end where we ended up?
Yes.
The last page? Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So, the final page that I've ended up is a Celtic god that I sort of have heard about before on TikTok. The Morrígan, a figure from Irish mythology, mainly associated with war and fate, especially with foretelling doom, death, or victory in battle. In this role, she often appears as a crow. I didn't get to learn that much about her, but I have seen that she's also represented often as a trio of sisters. which connects her to a triple goddess moment, which I appreciate. I didn't get to learn nearly enough about this figure, the Morrígan. However, that is where I ended up. Where did you end up?
Okay, so I ended up in lenticular printing. So this is what was used to create those 3D postage stamps that could actually play songs in, like, because they were like mini records. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't get to read much about this, but this is really cool because it's essentially 3D printing, but it's like, it's the same kind that, you know, those, sometimes you get like the gift cards with the pictures on the front, you can move them and then they change based on how you move them. I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of printing that is used to create those types of things. So it has like, what do you call it?
Like ridges?
Like ridges. And so I think the ridges are like called a lenticular lens. And so you just put that over the image or images if you're doing one of those like little flippy things. And that creates an illusion of depth and can change how it looks. And it's a form of 3D printing.
Wow. Super interesting. Well, that concludes our 30-minute Wikipedia deep dive. Let us know in the YouTube comments who you think won. Everything needs to be a competition. And who do you think got farther? Me or Dailey? Let us know. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you may be listening on Spotify or Apple or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Consider leaving us a review. Thank you for listening to this week's Isabella in Wonderland. It was a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time.